the film version of the same name, which encapsulates one dramatic year amid almost 50 years covered in the memoir. Out of the many incredible gifts that the experience of sharing my story has brought and continues to bring is that I now count millions of readers and moviegoers from around the world as part of my new extended family. No one could have been more amazed than me. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that the story I'd resisted telling would strike the universal chord that it has. The only explanation that has made sense came from Dr. Maya Angelou, one of the most inspiring human beings and beautiful women I've ever met. She observed that the reason people from different walks of life could relate to my experience is that it isn't so much the story of me, but rather it's the story of us. Or as she put it, it's the story of every father who ever had to be a mother, every mother who ever had to be a father, and everybody who ever had a dream and wouldn't quit. And that same group of people multiplied countless times over, all of us, is who Start Where You Are is for. It demonstrates that my journey to overcome the odds wasn't mythic, but in fact is achievable for each and every one of us. Moreover, it is a response to all of the questions, concerns, challenges, hopes, fears, and dreams that I've read in the storm of emails and letters that have moved and inspired me. In these times of great global change and acute economic challenges, anxiety-provoking yet chock full of promise and opportunity, there seems to be a growing hunger for answers, for reliable guidance that's being sought with a greater sense of urgency than I've witnessed in a long time. Those 4 words that I wrote down on my legal pad are meant for each of us who, instead of feeling overwhelmed or discouraged by the volatility, can see our way through, and that includes you. How do you know if that's so? Well, let's see. If you have a dream and a desire to pursue it with every fiber of your being, but can't move past excuses or circumstances that seem to be standing in your way, there is a life lesson ahead with your name on it. If you're tired of the status quo and are dying to shake up your life, reinvent yourself, and find a pursuit you love doing so much that you can't wait for the sun to come up in the morning, you've come to the right place. If you can't seem to figure out your niche in the crowded marketplace, you need this audiobook. If you're like some of my workaholic Type A peers who have the material trappings of success but long for a sense of true fulfillment, you might be ready for a story or two that I've got to remind you how to dream again. If you've just had the rug pulled out from under you and your loved ones, whether you're facing the loss of a home, a job, or dealing with a health or financial crisis, hope and help from those who've survived the worst and gone on to thrive are here to encourage you. On the other hand, if you're looking for that secret silver bullet that's going to make you millions of dollars overnight or show you how to accomplish effortless weight loss, you can put this book back on the shelf. You won't find magic potions here. No matter how enticing they may seem, promises of quick fixes mostly set us up for failure and do more to deter us than empower us. What I can promise is that I will share the tools of empowerment with you that have been instrumental to my success, emotional, financial, and spiritual, at every step of my journey. I can promise that your questions will be met with answers that are intended not to coddle, but to challenge you. To that end, you'll be meeting some of my mentors, role models, heroes, and anti-heroes, an unusual group of teachers who helped me appreciate the lessons that are at the heart of this audiobook. I'm talking about the lessons that help shape who we are and who we dare to be, that allow us to see even the darkest days as only temporary, as well as those that shake us out of our comfort zones and inspire us to move onto bolder paths of pursuit. How can you best make use of these lessons? By checking them out, taking what's relevant to you, applying them to your life, and leaving the rest. Better yet, my ultimate goal is that they inspire you to discover, claim, and apply the guidance that comes from your life and experience, your own life lessons. And about that misspelling, it is intentional. The Y in happiness was something that I once saw written at my son's daycare center that way, at a time of struggle in my life when I needed to smile. It lightened the load and has ever since. The Y is also there to represent you and yours when it comes to defining and pursuing what it is.